Okay, I've been about an hour and a half switching wires around, running upstairs, downstairs, seeing what was connected to what. And here's what I figured out. This wire, this is where the hot wire comes in. This wire that comes out and goes up here, it powers a light switch right here. But it also goes up and powers the bedroom and the sewing room and everything upstairs. So it must run up through the wall and then come up along behind there. Now I remember when I was wiring up there, I found a hot wire off behind that knee wall and pulled off of it. And that must be what this one does. This one over here goes to the kitchen, the pellet stove, the kitchen hot water heater, and the refrigerator. And it operates that little light over there, you know, basement light. This one here, when I take it back, I don't know what this wire does. I connected it and disconnected it, and I couldn't find anything that it was actually operating. Same with this wire. I think this wire just runs out in the yard, but I connected it and disconnected it. Couldn't find anything that was operated. The interesting thing about this wire is that the ground, what should have been the ground wire, was wired into the hot wire, and the ground side was hot running into this wire. So as I understand it, there was power running out of that wire going to wherever it goes, coming back and going to this and going to wherever that goes, so that both sides of this wire were actually hot, which doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't even know where it goes and what it goes to back there. I went back to the back room and I tried all the saws and all the tools and all the plug-ins and all the lights upstairs, downstairs, outside. I can't for the life of me figure out what that wire even does. So at this point I'm leaving it out. I'm going to run well, I've got a breaker, the breaker that's been blowing hooked to this, and this is operating the bedroom and the corner plug, which could either be the TV, or I could move the TV over and plug it in where the pellet stove is plugged in. And so this wire will be the kitchen, the hot water heater, the pellet stove. So I'm going to run a separate wire out of the breaker box with a separate breaker and connect to this. That should separate these two rather than having them all on one breaker. Okay, I've got that done. I got the new 20 amp breaker put in my breaker box, and I got it all running over to here, up in that corner. I pulled out these two wires that are not connected to anything, just left them hanging just in case I find something that isn't working. I can put them into it. Ran the new wire, that's the yellow wire, into there, reconnected both. So I've got two hot wires into and out of that. One goes upstairs, one goes to the kitchen. So that takes care of that. And I still want to run another wire upstairs, but I'm not going to do it today, just because I don't know, there's better things to do on a day like today. It's a beautiful day. It's actually Founders Day. They're having some sort of a Civil War reenactment thing up on the common, so Honey Baby said we ought to go up and check that out. I think it's a good idea. So I'll grab my tools and get out of this basement.